Go in, mother chod. Left foot पे क्यों chip लेता है ये पागल आदमी? What a perfect ball.
With me I have today stand-up comedian, gamer, co-host of 442, football fanatic and a die-hard Manchester United fan, Azeem Banatwalla in the house. How's it going?
Good. GGMU दोस्तों. It is
GGMU.
going
Hurts after the last game.
Yeah, I've given up. I didn't even bother watching the last game. Like I was recording my stand-up special and then I saw that there was 30 minutes left. I was 2-1. I was like, nahi hone wala hai.
Crazy.
Enjoy peaceful sleep tonight.
But we'll get to United's ups and downs later. Tell me more about yourself. How did you get into the stand-up scene? And then the gaming scene all of a sudden?
Yeah, so because I studied engineering, so then the logical thing to do after engineering is to not do engineering. So I decided to write after that. After writing, got into stand-up. Stand-up been happening for the last 8 years pretty much. And gaming is something that I've just been doing for fun. Like during lockdown, there was no live shows happening and मतलब थोड़ा ऐसे attention चाहिए था life में. So the live streaming started there. And that's where 442 also started. And also I'm reasonably decent at FIFA, so that's the game that I like to stream. So
reasonably decent.
Yeah, we'll see.
I've seen your games. Don't give me all this shit like Neville did. No, but the stand-up scene wasn't as big when you got into it.
Yeah, there were like 25 people when I started.
And now?
Now must be like, if you like take professional, non-professional sub milake across India, must be like 2,000-3,000 easily.
Including the pretenders.
Yeah, including like your open mic people and all of that. So at that time it was very easy to break in because like you just had to be basic level of good to stand out. But thankfully people have stuck on and still watch my stuff until now. So yeah, let's hope it stays.
I still remember I started with the Ame to Eva Achhe.
Yeah, that one. I cannot escape that only. That
that dig at Gujaratis you took.
Yeah. Everyone still thinks that I do comedy in Gujarati. Like I get inquiries from people saying, "Can you do Gujarati comedy?" I said, "No, that one line took me 3 days to memorize. I can't."
So you moved on and football. Tell me how the love for football came alive.
So actually, I used to be very, like most people, very into cricket growing up. Then I had cousins of mine, Adnan and Humair, who were massively into football, huge Arsenal fans. In fact, they tried out for a couple of Premier League clubs as well. I think they had a trial at Watford.
They were in your family and they were Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
You still talk to them?
Yeah. But they were trying out and I was like, okay, they're going to these fun places and playing football and all of that. And I think one of them played for Mahindra United also for a while. So that was where the interest in football came from. And my sister's husband, that time he was a Manchester United fan. So because of that, I started like supporting United. And that was about 97, 98 pretty much. And that's where it started.
So you remember the first game where, you looked at them and you're like, okay, unfortunately, but I want to support them.
Yeah. So at that time it was great because I think the first game that I have a conscious memory of is obviously watching highlights. I was not allowed to stay up and watch the late matches, but watching highlights of the Juventus second leg in '99, which was the comeback win with the Roy Keane header and Cole and York scoring the other 2 goals. So that's where it started and I was like, ye mast hai ye log. Then cut to whatever 24 years later, I'm like, kaun hai yaar ye log?
Kyun hai?
What is a Fred?
So 24 years later, describe that transition and your frustration at this moment.
No, so it was always great. I mean, we did have our downs as well. A lot of people forget that during the 2000s, we had those 4 years without pretty much winning anything between, I think, 2003 to 2007 pretty much. I think 2007-08 is when we got the title back again. And that time it was pretty difficult. Then we saw that team in transition where you had the young Rooney, you had the young Ronaldo, you had Van Nistelrooy on his way out, you had guys like Louis Saha who were centre forwards, you had there were so many players who I really liked at that time. Gabriel Heinze was one of my favourite players. Left back, then he decided to want to go to Liverpool, and then I was like, nahi chahiye, get lost. So there was always that thing of Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes always been 2 of my favourite players along with Roy Keane. And then for everyone there was that David Beckham factor also. of
With the different hairstyles.
yeah. And I remember, I think the first proper football I watched was the '98 World Cup, and I'd seen him get sent off, and I felt very bad for him. I was like, nahi, nahi, isko. Then I found out he's at United, and like, हाँ, पक्का isko support करेंगे. So yeah, that's pretty much where United started from.
And in a good place now?
Now I've reached that, it's that wo Zen Nirvana of abhi kya hoga dekhenge.
This is where I was getting
yeah,
at.
this is like abhi dekhte hain, kuch hota hai, kuch milta hai to dekhte hain. Europa League semi-final pahunch jayenge, karenge kuch.
And one very important player in the side called Fred.
Fred यार क्या करने का ये Fred का मतलब I don't understand, like, and I had this whole rant about Fred where he just makes these, he tries to attempt these absurd passes, like हमेशा वो through ball, he's always trying. There was my latest joke about Fred. It's not a joke, it's actually an incident that happened to me, which is I was at a nightclub recently and this guy made a pass at my wife, but I was not concerned because it was Fred, because when he makes passes it doesn't work out.
But fuck all, na? Like we've had two left-footed Brazilians in midfield in Anderson and Fred.
Yes, and never forget Kleberson.
He was the Xavi of Man United.
Yeah, he was. No, he was the Pro Evolution Soccer equivalent of Xavi.
The one with that dirty face, the running around all over the place.
I mean, we've had a pretty, like, I still remember we've had pretty shit squads around 2004 as well.
Shit players in those.
Yeah,
squads.
like you had your. I remember when our midfield was Veron, Kleberson, Bellion, and Giggs. So like Bichara Giggs was just running the show over there, and you had these guys. Veron also had one decent season for United, but all this Bellion. We had, who did we have? We've had Dong Fangzhou at Manchester
We've had
United.
Obertan, we've had Nick
We've
Powell.
had Obertan, we've had Powell. Powell, though, fir bhi bichara, he got screwed with the injury. I don't hold that against him.
No, but he was still not.
I mean, he was a
3-4
decent player.
games he had good in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he started off well. He scored in his first game, I remember, and then it just all went to shit for him. I think he had a bad injury. Then Louis van Gaal decided he was a centre forward somewhere in the middle. Who else? Bebe, how can we forget?
Oh.
Never forget Bebe. 7.5 million of pure entertainment.
But I think for me the worst was Obertan.
Obertan, yeah, I remember that one clearly where he had this open goal and tried to kick the ball and fell over, and like his career at United was over before it started only.
His career at Newcastle started before it got over at United.
Yeah,
They used to play his videos in fast forward on YouTube and be like, "Ye next Ronaldo hai." And then he came and Ivanovic shat all over him, and that was it. His career ended.
It was terrible.
But apart from that, tell me your favorite moments as a Man United fan.
Obviously, I mean, there's been plenty of favorite moments. There was, and some of them are not necessarily like final victories. Obviously, yes, there was the Champions League final. 99, I don't have a very conscious memory of that Champions League final because I didn't watch it live again. I watched highlights of it and then watched those highlights some 3,000 times over the course of my life. The 2000, when we beat Chelsea in the Champions League final, that is a very vivid memory for me. That night was absolutely outstanding. The season before that, where we had beaten, was it in the semis? The first leg where we beat AC Milan and Rooney scored that last
3-2.
minute screamer 3-2.
And then lost 3-0
then we got bajawed by Kaka.
Gilardino scored against us. We did not deserve to go through.
Yeah. Then there was, I mean, there have always been like these really, I think post like 2008, 2009, there were these moments where we're on the cusp of greatness and then something happens. Like we had the one against Bayern Munich, where we were again nicely 3 goals up.
And Robben.
Plus there was there was a red card in the middle somewhere as well. Then again where we were against Real Madrid, where Nani got that. Card. Nani had put in his only good performance for 2 years, bichara, in that.
I think
match.
it was Arbeloa, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and got the red card for that. I still remember referee Chunit Chakir. How many CUNT jokes I've made on Facebook after that match only.
There was a CUNT type behavior, no?
It was hot. I hated him so much after that. But there's been lots of those like almost moments. I think the winning the title in 2007-8, where we sealed the title against Wigan, if I'm not wrong. Where it was Chris Eagles, of all people, who scored that goal and put it into the corner and was never heard of again.
The wannabe David Beckham hairstyle.
Yeah, and he was falling all over and still managed to finish it, and that was like, so there have been those moments. I think post 2010, even though we won the titles, that was purely Fergie just being like, "तुम लोग title नहीं जीता तो मैं गांड मारेगा." It was
Especially
literally
after the drawn
yeah,
one with City.
it was just fear of like it was pure Ferguson man management motivation that got us. We won the title with Valencia and Ashley Young on the flanks, dude. How is that possible in any universe?
That expression says a lot.
It's not possible. So, and after that, obviously, I think Ferguson also realized after a point that this squad rebuild, like even he was like, "ये मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा," and that's when he decided to call it.
Though too much stress. He called it out because of stress only, I think.
Yeah. Because where do you start rebuilding that side? I think it was sort of, in a sense, where Real Madrid's side is right now, where everybody is just old and all the new players, young players are just not as good as you thought they would be. Where all your Vinicius and all those guys are doing weird shit. Vinicius is like, he reminds me of Obertan sometimes.
With his face?
No, not with his face. Face is very, but with what he does with his feet and with the ball.
But we still have another youngster, Phil Jones. He's still in the squad.
Yeah, Phil Jones, very promising young lad. I think give him another 5 years.
He'll finally make it to the starting line.
Yeah, he'll finally make it to the bench. I found it shocking, but actually I was looking at this stat where percentage of games available versus played wise, Bai still has a lower percentage than Phil Jones if you take this season out. So Bai has still been injured for more percentage of games than while he was at the club than Phil Jones.
But I think it's safe to say that Bai is way more reliable than Phil Jones.
Well, Bai also has his full Bai Saab moments he has.
But when he has his moments, he plays some stellar games.
Like I remember the 360 that he did against Chelsea. We were watching that live. I laughed so much at Neville. We were watching live screening with 200 people and he does that and Neville is just like, yeah, what is going on?
How do you get the balls to do that in a box?
I don't think...
As a centre back who's not played for so long.
The thing is, I think Bai is mostly vibes. Like वो जो मन में आ जाता है वो कर लेता है, चला तो चला, नहीं चला तो we'll see.
So you prefer a Lindelof or a Bai?
Probably Bai because I think he's more solid. He's a little more like physical and assertive around. He makes those like really last ditch saving tackles. I think he's a better tackler than Lindelof overall. Lindelof, you never know on what day which Lindelof you're going to get, and I think it's also the same with Bai. And with Maguire, you know you're going to get Maguire.
A fridge.
You're going to get fridge.
Call defending and goals conceded. Yeah. But as your time, as a United fan, your best moment and your worst moment.
I think the worst moment was probably there was that 1 week where we got knocked out of the Champions League. We got beaten, I think, some 4-0 by Middlesbrough, and Roy Keane quit the club in the course of the same week. I think that was probably like one of my really lowest points. I think it was 2005-06 around that time. I think that was the same season that Liverpool won the Champions League. So it was that season.
So it added to the worst.
Yeah. Although I fully supported Liverpool the Champions League because I was just like, Milan ko nahi jeetna. That's all it was. And it was a great match to just be supporting Liverpool for how it went. And it was also that loyalty of Premier League hai to
English
Premier
club.
League, English club support karenge. Because that time we didn't know only Serie A kya hota hai, La Liga kuch, Real Madrid, Barcelona hai, baki kuch pata nahi. AC Milan was just that evil team and I also had this thing against Italy because very defensive football and all of that.
Slow football.
Yeah, just and that's why Lukaku goes there and dominates in Serie A.
Ashley Young, Sanchez,
because Ashley Young is actually young by Italian standards. वो सब वो defender वहाँ पे 35 साल पे start होता है. So it's just that's what Serie A is.
39-year-old striker is still playing.
Yeah, exactly, and dominating.
And your favorite moment?
Favorite probably Champions League, the 2008. 2008 when we beat Chelsea that final. I think that was an incredible run. It was very complete. We had the big victories. We had the one where Scholes scored that volley against Barcelona, and then the next the return leg we just ground out that 0-0 somehow. Like it was great to watch that happen. Plus Chelsea, because at that time United-Chelsea rivalry was at its peak. And I had a lot of Chelsea fans who were my friends, and Liverpool fans, we were all collectively laughing at them at that time. I remember the good old days. And that was really great because we had developed that sort of almost hatred. Like I hated Drogba at that time. I hated Lampard at that time. And just to win against them and do it in extra time and do it in penalties with the drama that came with the John Terry missing the penalty, Giggsy being the guy who scored
Ronaldo
effectively.
missing.
Yeah, Ronaldo missing was just... Ronaldo had also missed, if I'm not wrong, against Roma when we had played them. Against Barcelona he had missed the penalty. But no, it was great. It was a great team performance and it was a very entertaining match of football overall. So really, really good to watch that. And it was my first proper big final that I had something invested in to watch. As I said, as an adult. So that was hands down favorite moment.
And where is United going this season?
I think we'll meander to like a second or third place. Second, hopefully. I would be happier maybe if we finish third, just so that's a little bit more of a jolt and be like, okay, no, we didn't just finish second. There is work and investment that's required in the team. But given the way the ownership works, I think if you've noticed, they invest in the club when we don't make it to the Champions League. Because they're like, no, we need to be in Champions League to get that revenue. And also, I think the Adidas deal, the money that they get hinges on them qualifying for the Champions League. So whenever we qualify for the Champions League, I'm always worried about that next transfer window because I'm like, these guys are not going to spend the money that's required to invest in the squad. We are still 4 or 5 players short of being title challengers, of being where City are. You need that somebody who can give Bruno Fernandes a break, which possibly could be Lingard of all people.
Yeah, we bought Van de Beek. He's giving him a break from the bench.
Yeah, Van de Beek, which again, I feel bad for Van de Beek because the time where we actually needed him and he would have got a lot of game time was when he was injured. Pogba, don't know what's going to happen with him. Sach kadwa hai. Pogba, you know. I don't know what's going to happen with him. Defense-wise, I think we need one solid centre half who's got pace, who is not injury prone. Because I think Baye can be that guy, but he's too injury prone. Maguire nahi bhai, please. Maguire nature. See, the thing is, a Maguire can survive if he has a fast centre back with him who can cover for when he can't make it back.
Which is every time.
Yeah. Which is every time, and he's good in the air. He's decent at organizing the defense, but when it comes to one-on-one, when it comes to chasing back, he can't do it. It's physically not possible for him. I think we also need improvement at right back, or at least competition at right back. We saw that with Luke Shaw once Alex Telles came and just completely transformed because he knew that okay, I have to be competitive. I have to be putting in my best every week to be in that team. I think Wan-Bissaka also needs that. I think first of all he needs training in how to cross the ball, or rather just cross more often, because I think Wan-Bissaka is that bottleneck for a lot of our movement where the ball reaches him and then the move just stops because I don't know, हम लोग का सब ever since Valencia has been right back, हम लोग का सब right back यही करता है कि ball उन लोग को मिलता है फिर अंदर cut करके you're a full back, run, no, use the width, cross the ball, नहीं, उन लोग को अंदर खेलने का है हमेशा. So we need that. Maybe Diogo Dalot is not. I think he's completely out of favor at United. He's been okay at Milan as well. So you need that right back. You need that one natural defensive midfielder, like pure defensive midfielder, who's just there to sit so that he can screen the defense. So then the 2 midfielders in front of him can like go ahead and do the work. Because I think the biggest problem we have right now is that we're stuck in every match playing 2 holding midfielders when it matters, because the manager just does not have the confidence that one midfielder is enough to cover the fuck-ups of the defense. So when you play those 2 midfielders, great. We don't concede that many goals, but we don't score enough. Martial as well, big question mark about what's happening with him. It's always like sine wave. One season great, one season terrible, one season great. Rashford, again, lots of potential still, but decision making in final third still very poor. Greenwood, again, lots of talent, but then needs to work on being a bit more physical, more aerial ability. Decision making, I think, for him is better than Rashford. I don't know what's going to happen with Cavani. I don't think he's a sustainable.
I think he's mostly bouncing.
So yeah, you need that one I think what we lack right now is we lack a Van Nistelrooy. Just that fox in the box, because we create so many chances, but there's nobody in the right position. There's never that striker in the box who you can put a cross into and be like, okay, this guy will have the movement and do it. Cavani, you've seen when he's been fit and he's been moving in the box, the crosses have met him, he has scored the goals, he's been in those positions, but Cavani is also very wasteful forward. Like to score where a regular forward needs 10 chances, he needs 30. That's been his reputation throughout his career. He's a great goal scorer, but he's been in teams that create a lot of chances and that sort of masks the numbers. So a lot of investment required in the team, and I hope they do that this season.
So I mean, that's good insight. Now we're going to use this and then probably sign you for our next manager once you pass in our next segment.
Done.
So Azeem, our next segment is your entrance exam for the next coach of Man United.
Done.
If you pass, we will send you there. If not, we will send Fred to your house.
Shit. So did Ole have to do the same test?
Yes.
Okay.
Fred visited his wife, but he didn't score there also. So, okay. 10 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
Question 1. Goal scorers in United's 2-1 triumph in the 1999 Champions League final.
2-1. Hello. 2-1. Oh, Sheringham Solskjaer. Sorry, I keep forgetting the actual scoreline. I just know that there were 2 goals.
Take your time. Okay, question 2. Man United's record signing. You love him.
Pogba.
Happen to know how much?
90-ish million.
Close. 89.5.
89. Round off. Chalega.
Okay, we'll move on. Which player holds the record for the most appearances for Man United?
Giggsy? No, Giggsy?
Yes. How many?
600 and something or 700 and something.
963.
Achha, sorry, I don't know. I know Giggsy.
You have been pushed to assistant manager for
Shit,
now.
that's Giggs only.
Okay, which Man United player holds the record for the most goals for the club?
Rooney.
How many?
Yaar.
See, now I will go to backroom staff.
100, no.
No, come on.
363. 247.
253.
No, close.
Okay, who is the only player to win the European Golden Boot while playing for Man United?
Golden Boot would be Cristiano, no?
Again, care to take a guess?
47.
No man, come on.
I don't know numbers. Why is this history exam? Like, I know the concept. Don't ask me date
But you need to know
when did the Battle of Panipat happen.
Change it and stuff like that.
35.
No, 31. Close.
Okay.
In which year you want to answer?
2009.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Guess now, full guess.
No, it's 8 or 9. 10
But
left.
there's a full guess. Next one. The West Stand of Old Trafford is famously known as?
Stratford End.
See? Easy one.
Easy.
You're getting there now. You've come from backroom staff to assistant manager. Okay, now United famously beat Arsenal 8-2 in 11-12. Name the goal scorers.
Ashley Young scored 2. Rooney hat-trick. Park Ji-sung got 6.
Grandmother.
Nani. Nani scored 2?
No, 1.
No, 1.
There's one more. It was very
Welbeck.
famous player.
Danny Welbeck.
You want to tell me who scored for Arsenal also?
Van Persie and Fabregas?
No, Halkett. Walcott.
Walcott. Walcott. I remember that goal, yes.
Not bad. We have Arsenal fans in the house who are crying a little bit in the corner, but it's fine. Which player is known as the king at Man United?
Eric Cantona.
And Sir Alex created a record on his last day in charge of the club against West Brom. What was this record?
It was the highest scoring draw.
What was it?
5-all.
One very famous player got a hat-trick in this one.
Lukaku.
The one you love.
Yes.
There was also, okay, I'll add one more question. There were 2 players who scored their maiden goal in one game against Wigan in a 4-0 victory. You spoke of these players, you spoke of this victory also.
Nick Powell.
And a left back.
Alex Butner.
Not bad. So the Buck Chodhi counted.
Yes.
We have Azeem here. You have talked the talk.
Yes.
Now we'll walk the talk with me kicking his ass. You have to go easy. We are on camera.
Okay, sure.
Okay, with me kicking his ass in a very entertaining game of FIFA.
Yes. Not bad. Got most of them right.
Put the needle on the record.
See this.
See that no? ये देखो एक पास करने को नहीं आता है पब्लिक को अरे फडनाविस ब्रूनो फडनाविस
Oh fuck.
ए निकाल ये वान बिसाका
Save!
Ah,
Alisson.
Scamu, run, Scamu. अरे Scam James. अरे Scam James ने क्या scam किया है?
Fuck, save.
अरे
Threw him.
क्या है ये shot? See, Rashford decision making always terrible. Yes, time that. Go in, mother chod. Left foot में क्यों चिप लेता है ये पागल आदमी? What a perfect ball.
Oh, that was amazing.
Fuck my life. Come on. That's better.
Fuck, man.
Finally.
Against
Chalo,
the run
now-
of play.
Now we have to do. I have to score 3, no?
Why 3? Acha, aggregate.
Aggregate, yeah.
What are the score first one?
4-1.
4-1. So I have to lose by less than 3. What the fuck? This is a rowdy football play.
Fuck you. Second one off the bar, dude.
Must be a hole in the post over there somewhere.
और थ्रो भी सारा इसको ही मिलेगा.
Half time, half time.
कितना miles offside marks है. Oh, gone. Offside, offside, offside. Please, offside. Anybody offside?
Thank you!
Oh.
He should have played this ball first only. How dare you?
Van Dijk के साथ allowed ही नहीं है.
How dare you?
Game only will shut down if Van Dijk gets
How you even
nailed.
attempted it? You see Van Dijk, you have to pass the ball. Arey, what is this?
अरे dumbfuck Fred. कैसा Fred है?
Come
यार?
on!
What a Fred, dude.
Oh,
Get
no,
out away. अरे उसको क्या देता है? Great assist. Wan Bissaka. अरे कहाँ से आते हैं ये लोग?
Ah!
ए पकड़ के रखा है dude Van Dijk. Bastard.
Because Van Dijk.
Come on, Sailesh. Tell us, yaar. How can you not score that? Hey. What is going on? Come
What
on,
is he
put your
waiting
foot
for,
in.
bud?
अरे
What the fuck?
क्या chaos चल रहा है ये game में?
What?
Hey, Van Dijk, come on! Van Dijk glitch. See how does he have that recovery pace, dude? How can Van Dijk recover that? It's impossible,
God, that was
dude.
mad. Full gift that was.
Because Van Dijk is just impossible, dude. गया. Oh, क्या निकाला है Dan James of all people. ये भागते भागते रुक जाता है. Dumb fuck.
इसके लिए ओले खिलाता नहीं है ना.
There's always bloody 5 people they have. चल. Hey, Fred, useless shit. Go die, dude. ये देख, Luke Shaw गया, खत्म, GG.
What penalty?
No, offside. Offside, fuck.
Fucking, I was like, चल penalty.
Come on यार, एक कितना foul?
कौन किया foul?
Referee. Just that's all ball, bro. Come on! How do these people have so much pace? Come on, 3-on-2. इसमें मत हगो यार. वाह. ए? हाँ, foul. I drag the ball back. The defender is ready, waiting कि हाँ कब AI drag back करेगा. मुझे ट्रेनिंग मिला है FIFA 21 से.
So Azeem, fun game of FIFA.
Yeah, I enjoyed winning. I don't know which footage you all got, but
Enjoyed winning?
Yeah, I think I did a
What
great
FIFA
job.
are we playing?
I did a great job with Liverpool, yeah.
Bottom line is okay.
I beat you 4-1 and then 1-1.
But I think
You
bottom line.
insisted on taking United.
Yeah,
I
that's,
said United will
and
fuck off.
playing Dan James at right back.
Yeah.
And no
It's
Cavani.
terrible tactics, dude. Terrible. Who does this?
But I think bottom line of FIFA 21 is don't fuck with Van Dijk.
Yep, don't fuck with Van Dijk. Van Dijk का कुछ भी होता है, dude. वो बूमर का वो बूमर chewing gum का आदमी होता था ना, वो कहीं पे भी उसका पैर लंबा हो जाता है, head लंबा हो जाता है. It's ridiculous.
But they're too strong, no, in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. even in Division 1, like sometimes I get Liverpool is just like what you have to do is that when I play competitive, then I have to be very unprincipled. Where I will put zero width, zero depth, drop back, abhi tu kar jo karna hai. But then today I thought that would be nice.
Against quality opposition.
Yes, I thought that would be, let us play against people of principle. But
people of principle, I like that.
But then it didn't turn out to be so.
Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
On behalf of all balls for the
Yes.
Superfan segment. It was a pleasure having you here.
Yes.
Guys, do leave in the comments what you think about the episode. Also, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram and stay safe.